best thing, like the winning idea, is one shot. For seeing sounds, I place myself in an environment and I utilize the sounds that are there in order to recreate a soundtrack. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh. Toilet paper, dude. Because this one I'm gonna have to do. This Seeing Sounds is about recreating a song I really like. It's not really a song, it's an intro sequence for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith. We wanted to work with you because we thought that your video was so different and so unique. It was great. It was just like a nice take on the whole scenario. The editing, the structure. So I don't want to tell you what to do with the video. Hey, how's it going? Wow. Good to meet you. Good. And the whole idea for this was what happens when you have a creative block. To be honest, I don't think that there's this thing like where you say like, I've got writer's block. You know, I need to walk away, I'm gonna come back and suddenly these ideas are gonna come. I think that creative block is a constant. I think that that's what drives you to keep creating. So, I'm filming on that one there.
Oh, great.
I think an idea, the problem is that an idea is in your head. When you actually have to, for the idea to formulate itself into anything, it's either on a video for someone else to understand, where you can like go, yeah, this is what I'm thinking. But otherwise my idea is like, yeah, and then we gotta take this thing and we gotta put it there and then it's gonna sort of sound like this and that. Because I struggle, I think it's one part ADHD, which I also think is that problem of getting started is like, you'd be telling me a story and then halfway through the story I'm thinking about how can I turn the story into a video. Let's break it apart into these different categories, which would be song to recreate. Then we would say location to relate to track. Then it's new lyrics, and then it's instrumentation. And then we'll go into shot list. And like I said, the best thing, like the winning idea, is one shot. For seeing sounds, I try my best to only do, in the beginning it was just one shot, but now I try and do one tight and one wide. What we're gonna do now is figure out what song we're gonna use. We'll remake this one, because I came from the small town called Komiki. This is a story. It's like me in this like small little town called LA. I really like it because it's, I would say, similar to a position that I'm in right now. A guy who felt really comfortable and welcomed in an environment, but at the same time he was very mischievous, and he's taken that edge and he moved to this new place and he's utilizing that there and staying true to his roots. Essentially, it's simple. I don't want to make it too deep in any way whatsoever. So this beat's quite easy to do, and there's lots of boom, 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 boom pipes. But that doom. Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped turned upside down. The rhythm of the track is quite simple. Doom, 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 doom. Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped turned upside down. We've got to utilize something where the audience understands that we're recreating this track, that it's not an original track. Doom, 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 doom. I'm trying to think for... Alright, let's write a list of the I think the block is the understanding of multiple different things. Like at the end of the day, we don't have an endless pit of resources. I think that the ideas will always over exceed the resources that you have. It's reality versus expectation. A lot of the time, that's my blockage. My blockage is going, I wish that I had more shit at my disposal. I wish that I sometimes had more people and way more hands to help me. And the restriction is beautiful, because if you only restrict yourself to a certain amount of things, like seeing sounds, and that's why seeing sound is such a great example of an endless creative block, because you're forced into complete this task, and in most times it's within a day to record this soundtrack and reinvent it. And I restrict it with only things in my surroundings, and it's creating sounds of diegetics. A diegetic is the sound that something makes in front of camera. You know, non-diegetics is if we had to add ambience behind the camera, a train driving. Diegetic sounds are natural, they're raw, we know them as human beings, we hear them all the time, and I think that being able to take that and turn it into something rhythmic and something beautiful. And I think that I've really created some formula for myself in order to have a lot of fun and to work with like all these crazy weirdos like Tristan.
My name's Tristan, and I'm 22 years old, and I work for Dan Mace. Been working for him for about 2 months now, and it's been like the most hectic 2 months of my life.
There we go. It's not too bad. More like that.
Yeah, perfect. No points. What's that?
Marta.
Marta?
Well, give me 1 year, I'm going to be at the top of the door.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, now we need to go get a tape measure.
Every day is so different. Like one day you would be doing like construction work, buying sand, or like funny costumes, and the next day you'll be grafting on edits and doing post-production. So every day is very much different. So you can't put a nail on the head of what I do. It's just an awesome brewing experience.
The brew of a town called LA. That's going to need some rewriting. That last line finally got down. In all of this, I want to try and maybe bring in another paragraph about what brew means, what the term brew, the understanding of, is a part of this, which is brew, which brew means, yeah, it's just a colloquial term that means friend. Maybe feeling slightly different, feeling like a black sheep, but holding on to the parts that make you, you. This real beautiful connection that we share because of the fact that, you know, I went and I've created all these different kinds of things, and with seeing sounds for me right now is literally a way of me learning how to be completely restricted in an environment and make the best possible thing I can in that space. It's highly restricting, but it's also a complete flow state of creativity, and once you begin, you start to realize the new sounds and new uses of different objects, and the fact that you can actually turn nothing into a soundtrack. I mean, that's pretty beautiful in itself. Oh my. And he's out. Into the pit. Is he coming out? Oh! Poof. Big A360. Bang! Poof. Wow. Check that.